Hey everyone, this is Sneaky G from SneakyUniverse.com, and today we're presenting you with our review for Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days sees the return of the two murderous psychopaths from the first game as they reunite in Shanghai. Kane just arrives into the city to meet up with Lynch so they can go hunt down an informant against Lynch's boss, Glazer. They find him, they give him a chase through the streets. They corner him and his girlfriend and surprise, surprise, accidentally kill the girlfriend. This causes the informant to kill himself, and then it's all downhill from there for these two poor, poor bastards. They're being chased by the police, they're being chased by gangs, they're completely outnumbered, outgunned. They have to go dish out some revenge, and then they have to try to escape from the city unscathed. The game also sees the return of the innovative multiplayer modes from the first game, as well as the addition of some brand new modes. First up is the story. Alright, now here's the problem I had with the plot. Not only is this type of storyline that's been done to death before, but it's so poorly executed here, it's almost frustrating. I mean, nothing new or exciting happens. It's very boring, it was very generic. Couldn't get me even close to the edge of my seat. Nothing shocking will happen in this game at all whatsoever. It's very predictable. And then the other thing, we're supposed to care about these two complete psychopaths. We're supposed to care that they're about their lives, that they're going through all these emotional problems. But it's impossible because they're just so completely insane. Why would we even consider caring about them? It's like trying to make us feel bad for Hitler. It's not going to happen, seriously. They try to incorporate Lynch's girlfriend into the game. They try to incorporate Kane's daughter so they can try to develop them, but they're so poorly developed, it's impossible to care about them. So for those reasons, I have to give the story a 3 out of 10. Next up is the gameplay. Okay, now here's another major problem this game has. For some reason, the developers thought it was a good idea to make the entire thing based around a cover-based shooter. Here's a note for all future developers. Never ever make your entire game just a cover-based shooter and that's it. That is literally the only thing you'll be doing in this game. There's no defusing bombs, rescuing hostages to spice things up. You just shoot guys, you get in cover, shoot some more guys, so on and so forth. About the only thing that spices the gameplay up is when you see an explosive barrel and then you say, hey, I think I'll shoot that barrel. And then you just go back to shooting guys and that's it. So it does manage to capture realism well, so that is one good thing I will say about it. On the highest difficulty level, you will take a realistic amount of bullets before you drop. And cover isn't perfect. You can actually shoot through the cover, so I like that too. And the guns do feel realistic with their recoil, but the shooting is so boring and tedious that this game's going to be hard to even get through the first time, quite honestly. So for those reasons, I'm giving the gameplay a 2 out of 10. Next up is a presentation. Okay, now here's the first problem with this. Just what this game needs, another problem, right? Okay, so the graphics are completely horrendous. They're just barely above PlayStation 2 quality, and that might be speaking too highly of them. They're completely undetailed. The character models, the environments, they all look terrible. It's almost as if they didn't put much effort into them. But something interesting is the way that the game is filmed. It's almost as if somebody's chasing them with a camcorder in a Blair Witcher Cloverfield style. It's going to be love it or hate it. Most people hate it because it does tend to shake the camera a lot and it makes it hard to see what's going on at times. I liked it because it gives the game an interesting visual style that separates it from other games on the market. But I also believe that they implemented that to try to cover up the low quality graphics, so shame on you. Okay, and the animations are also pretty stiff. They're not really fluid. They're terrible. Okay, and then next up is the voice acting. The voice acting is actually pretty decent. It's believable. Kane and Lynch and all the side characters are believable enough. It's not great, it's not horrendous, but it gets the job done. It's just annoying hearing the F bomb dropped in every other sentence. It's they swear more in this game than Gordon Ramsay does in a Hell's Kitchen episode. Okay, next up is the music. The music is alright. It's kind of low quality. It doesn't really help the game at all, in my opinion. And same thing goes for the sound effects. The guns don't really sound that great. The explosions are okay. Just feels pretty low quality all around to me. So overall, the presentation is a 3 out of 10. Next up is the online. Okay, now here's the one good thing about this game. The first one brought in some innovation with the cool online modes where you can go around performing heists with some people online, and the very cool aspect that you can turn on your teammates at any time and try to take all the loot for yourself. That carries over into this game. It's still quite fun. There's nothing like getting to the end of a mission after looting all this stuff, taking down all these cops, getting to the getaway car, and just unloading on all your teammates and trying to get away at the end there. And then they respawn as cops and they try to stop you. It adds something completely different, some innovation that no other games are really adding at the time. And they even have some other cool new modes that are brand new this time, like the undercover cop one where one of the players is a cop. They're trying to take down all the other heisters, and all the other people are trying to figure out who the cop is. They have to take him down before the cop gets away with everything. All around, it's a completely solid game. You can even play by yourself with AI teammates if you don't want to play online. It's quite fun. But it's really a shame that the terrible gameplay mechanics from the core design of the game are really holding it back from being good enough. And it's also worth mentioning that you can do co-op online with a partner through the campaign, even though it's completely horrendous. It's worth mentioning. So all around, online gets a 5 out of 10. Next up is the replay value. Okay, now you're only going to play through the campaign once if you can even suffer through it long enough to get to that point. There's absolutely no reason to ever go through it again. The only reason, quite frankly, that you'll come back to this is if you like the online modes because of how fun and innovative they are. Other than that, you'll never put this back in your system again, so the replay value gets a 4 out of 10. Finally is the overall score. Okay, so Kane and Lynch Dog Days is a pretty terrible game overall. There's no getting around that. It actually might even be the worst game of the year, quite frankly. It's never a good idea to base your entire game around a cover-based shooter. Don't ever do that, future developers. Please don't do that. The presentation is okay, but it's still really brought down by the terrible graphics, even though the camcorder style is kind of cool with the way it's filmed. Voice acting's pretty good. The other aspects of the music and sound effects aren't that great. The online is the one redeeming factor in this whole game. The online has innovative modes that will actually keep you coming back for more, so that bumps the replay value up as well. So overall, Kane and Lynch Dog Days gets a 4 out of 10. Alright, that'll officially conclude our Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days review. Like, subscribe, comment. We always welcome your feedback. Anything you want to tell us, how we can improve, we're always keeping an open ear for that. Check out our official website at sneakyuniverse.com. And remember, everybody, keep it sneaky.